come up through the limestone layers, pure clean water, and it's cold. And that's how they refrigerate their milk and their perishables that they have to keep fresh. And so since the spring, you don't find springs everywhere. A spring was a common community place, like a watering hole, like a bar, whatever, but where you're going to pick up women. But this spring was where the Shankleville family, the plantation owner that owned our descendants, had for their water supply. And this was Winnie Shankleville, and Ruth last night was talking about Winnie Shankleville. This is where Winnie would come to get the water. And when Jim ran away from Mississippi, swam the rivers and found her, he met her at this spring by finding out, talking to the other slaves, and he could catch them, kind of where they were, and where the spring was. He ended up waiting in the weeds one day and whispered and called her. She heard him, and that's where she met him. Then they began to work out his freedom and all this. This was where they came every day for their water and for their cooling the food stuff. And that's what the importance of the spring is, both for water and cooling. Okay? So it's been going on, this spring has been going on since even before they were here, because this is how your creeks and rivers are fed down here in Texas, is from spring water. Up in the Rockies and whatever, it's from snow melt. But all this is coming from water out of the ground, which may even originate with the snow melt up there. Who knows?
Who's what you buy?
Huh?
Who's what you buy?
Spring water?
Yes.
You buy Rocky Mountain water usually, but in Texas you just find water out of the faucet, you just put it in bottles and run it through a charcoal filter and send it as spring water.
Yeah, why you tripping? We really do need to come. We're thirsty.
Well, it's going to be a little bit before it's going to be Come stick your hand and you can feel how cool I was talking about.
Okay.
Maria, so you sure you want me
Maria's like, yeah, whatever.
Let's tell you about that's how they got the refrigeration.
Okay.
So Harold, you said they kept the food down here?
They bring milk and perishables.
And keep it down here?
They put it in a bucket or a jar.
And set it in here.
That's the spring. It's a little bit muddy right now.
We're going to get coolers of this like we did last time?
Oh my goodness.
So what
It's like,
Watch your head when you come up.
what you call it? Ice water.
Okay. Yeah. So it's going to clear up after a while. When the mud all settles down.
Oh, it's streaming.
And then nothing but clear water will be on top. Okay. Can you find your way back out?
Yeah, well, I was trying so I don't get in everybody else's way.
Give that little bucket back over there, Kevin.
Don't fall.
Don't
fall. No help. Don't fall.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little comfortable.
Boy, I wonder how old that is.
What?
That pot.
Dog.
I wonder who's
This ain't no bucket.
It could be an antique. Keep it, Kevin.
You know,
Sell it.
get some money out. Odin youth become a millionaire off an old pot.
Odom youth. Old pot worth millions. Give it all to his cousin Crystal.
That's where it
His poor cousin Crystal.
Here, Doctor. Thanks, sir.
I hear it. You hear it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can see it.
Hear what? The bubbling?
You see the clear water running into the muddy water?
Hold on.
Oh, I thought you could hear the
I heard
water.
something buzzing.
Oh, I was talking about the water.
There's
Yeah,
the source.
Allison.
Oops.
There's the source.
You said where? There.
I said there.
Hey. Oh.
Allison,
I need to lean on you.
Okay.
These shorts are starting to stick to me.
Allison, you look like something out of...
On the corner of the street.
No, what's the name of that movie?
Great-grandfather, Jim Shankleville, who was a slave in Mississippi on a plantation. And our great-great-grandmother Winnie was also a slave on that same plantation. But she didn't work in the fields. She was a beautiful woman, and she worked in the kitchen. She was called a house slave. So by the time she married Jim, which was about 1860-something, she already had 3 slave children. And when she married Jim, it's believed that she wasn't as important to her master anymore.
There's ants on the tree.
So, the next time they had an auction, a slave auction, they sold Winnie and her 3 children, but did not sell Jim. Jim overheard the sale, and he knew that Winnie, his wife, and her 3 children were going to Texas. That's all he knew. While he worried about it, he wanted to follow her, but a runaway slave would be killed on sight. So it was after a lot of sleepless nights that Jim finally decided that it was worth it. The love for Winnie was so deep that he was determined to find her. So he ran away. Walked by night, ate what he could out of the woods. He couldn't dare be seen. We don't know how long it took him, but it was over 400 miles through the south. And he walked at night and would hide in the woods during the day. Finally, Jim did get to Texas. That's after he had swam the Mississippi River and swam the Sabine River. When he got to Texas, he started going to the fields where the other slaves were and describing Winnie to see if anybody had seen her. Finally, he did find somebody who knew her and knew where she was. Again, she was a house slave working in the kitchen, right up the hill up here in the master's house. One day, part of her duties were to go out to the spring, which was right here, to get water to cook with. One evening when she went out to the spring to get the water, she heard a rumbling in the bushes, and out stepped Jim. Bloody, clothes tattered, hungry, but he had found Winnie. She couldn't go back and tell anybody about it, but she slipped food out to him. Every evening she slipped him out some food until she got up enough nerve to tell her new owner, and it was her owner, about Jim. And he sympathized with her and arranged to purchase Jim so that they could be together. They then worked as slaves for that new owner until the slaves were freed. And then they bought leagues of land right in here. Jim was a hard worker and saver, and established this community, which was named Shankleville, for Jim Shankle. They had 5 more children together, and all of us came from those children. If you go up beyond the house, there's a historical marker up there with the story on it. All of the names of the children, the McBride, all of them were descendants of Jim and Winnie Shankle. So the significance of the spring is that this is where they were reunited after she was sold away from him in Mississippi.
Where did you say the first 3 kids were from?
They were slave children. E.M., which later became a Lewis. There were 3 girls, and I'm sorry, I don't remember which one of the 3. If you look at that marker up there, it tells which one of the 3 it was. Ruth can tell you.
All of them are buried in the cemetery.
All of them are buried in the cemetery up there, and all of them are.
Her name I remember.
Of course, they, as they married, that's where all these other names come from. The McBrides were part of it, the Shankles, well, everybody in this community were descendants of Jim and Winnie Shankle. So as we were growing up, everybody out here was a cousin. And it's changed a little bit now, but you can go across this country. And I tell this story a lot because I call it a story of love and success. How if you are determined to get something, and if you keep trying, in spite of the rivers and in spite of the darkness of night, you can do it. And that's what Jim proved, that you can accomplish what you desire if you try long enough and hard enough. So every time I tell the story, somebody in the crowd will come forth and tell me.
As it was the secret meeting place between Jim and Winnie Shankle, who were our ancestors, also what the town is named after of, Shankleville. They were slaves in Mississippi, and during their migration down here to Texas, when they came to get married, this would be their meeting place so that they wouldn't get seen in public and get apprehended or whatever the punishment was at the time. And
you doing corrections?
now they Now we just come back here every 2 years and drink from it.
Okay.
Very good.
All right,
job.
very good job. Now,
Let's hear
let's,
Hawkins, and then we'll do the minor.
Uncle Harold's going to build on that.
yeah.